welcome to Beau Jour Leisure Centre for the 2023 NatWest International Island Games. My name is Conor Osborough and I will be your host and commentator this evening. Tonight promises to be truly exciting with a packed swimming programme, with the finals of this morning's heats taking place. It's 4 years since the normally biennial event was held in Gibraltar, and this year, for the 19th edition of the Games, we have over 160 competitors from 18 islands swimming during the week. I'll carry on the rest of my introduction in just a moment, but what we're going to do just now is catch up on the medal ceremony from yesterday's 50-metre men's backstroke.
The silver medal in a time of 26.29 goes to Guernsey's Tom Hollingsworth. And in a time of 26.26 seconds, a long overdue medal from last night to Jersey's Rob Jones. So once again, that's bronze to the Isle of Man's Joel Watterson, the silver to Guernsey's Thomas Hollingsworth, and the gold medal to Jersey's Rob Jones. So ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the anthem and flag for Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Well done to Rob Jones there on the gold medal. Thank you also to Brisbane for presentation. Okay, so
that was the delayed medal ceremony from last night, which was the rerun of the men's 50 backstroke final. We'll just commence in a moment with the swimming. So this is the third time that Guernsey has hosted the Island Games, with the last time being 20 years ago in 2003. And a big thank you goes out to the Guernsey Amateur Swimming Association, the Guernsey Organising Committee, the Guernsey Island Games Association, as well as all the technical officials, volunteers and Beau Jour staff for all the work that goes into hosting an event such as this. Yesterday kicked off the swimming programme with 11 events on the schedule, and tonight we have another 11 finals starting shortly with the women's 1500 metres freestyle. Yesterday we had over 100 unique hits on the live stream from over 40 jurisdictions, so we hope that you enjoy this evening's swimming wherever you are watching from. So the first event up this evening is the final heat of the women's 1500 metres freestyle. So we had the first heat this morning, and the fastest seed from that heat was Lauren Dennett from the Isle of Man, and the time she went this morning was 18:10:07. And the way it works for the women's 1500 metres freestyle is it's a heat declared winner. So the slower seeded swimmers go in the first heat in the morning, and the fastest women go in the evening, which is this heat now. So the swimmers are just being introduced now and setting which side their lap counter wants to be on. And this is the second time that this event has been swum at the Island Games. And the current record stands at 16:47.54, set 4 years ago in the Gibraltar Island Games in 2019.
Have your signs around the pool, ladies and gentlemen, please. Over to you, Mr. Referee, sir.
So the first final is underway this evening. So it's the women's 1500 meters freestyle, which is 60 laps of the pool. You can see there that the lap counters are at the far end of the pool, all denoting 59 lengths to go. And that's just to help the swimmers out in terms of how many laps they've got left. And it's in a short course pool, or 25 meters. And what that means is they swim 60 laps for 15 100s. And at the moment we have Clara Guinness leading out the rest of the swimmers in lane 1 from Jersey on a 31:46. So the fastest heated swimmer typically goes in the middle lane, which is in lane 3. And that is Idrid Mortensen from the Faroe Islands, and her seeded time is 17:29.67, and she's the swimmer in the blue hat. So Clara Guinness is out first on a 66:41, followed closely by Idrid Mortensen and then Lana Sinclair from the Cayman Islands in third place, and she's swimming in lane 4. And indeed, it's Lana Sinclair from the Cayman Islands moving into the lead there at the 150 mark. She's the swimmer in lane 4. And she's just holding that lead with the other swimmers just on her hips and on her feet. And that includes Alana Woodhull from Jersey in lane 5. So we've got 2 Jersey swimmers in this final fastest heat. And Alana Sinclair touches, although her time didn't register. But it looks like it was around about 2:19, so she was out on a 1:06 and then moving on to 2:19 for the 200 meters. So I mentioned earlier that the 1500 meters for women was first swum 4 years ago at the Island Games. So it's a relatively new event for these women, very similar to the men's 800 freestyle. So that would have been swum again for the first time at those Island Games. And this is a recent rule change at international competition level. Several years ago, men only swam the 1500 meters and women only swam the 800 meters. But now at international competition, both men and women swim both the 800 and the 1500 meters. So the 1500 meters is 60 lengths in a short course pool, and the 800 is 32 lengths. So we have 2 Cayman Islands swimmers in this race and 2 Jersey swimmers. And it's the Cayman Island swimmer who's in the lead, Kyra Rabus, in lane 4, closely followed by Idrid Mortensen from the Faroe Islands. And in third place, Clara Guinness from Jersey. And we're coming up to the 400 meter mark. So these swimmers are going out in a 400 in 4:34. Both swimmers there touching. And we can see both swimmers there breathing to the same side, breathing every 2, leading into the turn, taking a couple of kicks and then coming up and starting to swim again. So you'll see during the evening that the turn plays a different role depending on which event you're swimming in. So typically distant swimmers will turn, push off underwater, maybe take a couple of dolphin kicks and pop up around about the 5 meter mark. For the other events like backstroke and butterfly, what they'll do is they'll go further underwater, so they may well use a number of dolphin kicks to move out to maybe 10 or even 15 meters underwater before they start swimming. And the breaststroke swimmers, they'll typically take 1 pull, 1 kick, 1 dolphin kick and then come up. And that's all within the rules of the different swimming events. And here we are, Kyra Rabus coming up into 500 meters and turning there in a 5:42. So she's tracking quite comfortably through the first third of the race. So swimmers might use different tactics depending on what they want to achieve and what their pacing is and what they've trained for. And this is the longest event of the swimming pool competition. And there we are, the first 3 swimmers over. And that's Kyra Rabus, Idrid Mortensen and Clara Guinness from the Faroe Islands, the Cayman Islands and Jersey. 1, 2, 3 currently. Also in this heat then is Lena Sinclair, Alana Woodhull and Ailish Raby from Guernsey. So we've turned there at the 600 meter mark in 6 minutes and 50. And that lead that Kyra Rabus has is starting to lengthen. So 100 meters or so ago it was maybe a body length. It's now moved out to over 2 body lengths. So we're looking at around about 6 meters of a lead. And she's just swimming nice and rhythmically. And if you look carefully, particularly with Kyra Rabus, you'll see when she's in shot, she's using her arms over the top and she's just using a nice simple 2-beat kick. So what that means is one kick is kicking downwards while the other arm's stroking and vice versa, and that just helps to balance her stroke. In contrast, if we see Idrid Mortensen, she's using more of a 4-beat kick, just gently kicking away, keeping her legs up near the surface of the water, but it's just a different style of swimming front crawl. So that lead is starting to lengthen even further now, with Kyra Rabus in the lead from the Cayman Islands. And there we can see the 2-beat leg kick nicely, just keeping nice and balanced at the end as she turns. So Kyra Rabus is coming up now to the 800 meter mark. So over halfway. And turns in a 9:06.86. Looking nice and comfortably. Her technique hasn't changed much since she started at the beginning of the race. Breathing every 2 still. Looking towards the camera on this side, and she'll look away on the far side. So that's obviously her side that she's most comfortable breathing on, and actually nope, she's breathing to the same side. So she is doing bilateral breathing, but she's doing bilateral breathing in a way where she's breathing to the left on one length and to the right on the other length. So swimmers on front crawl can prefer to do bilateral breathing, so it's usually breathing every 3, swimmers are typically taught, or breathing every 2. But in this case, Cara is breathing every 2, but breathing on one side, going down one length, and breathing to the other side, coming back down the other length. So in effect, she is doing bilateral breathing. That lead she has is now drifting out, closer towards 8 meters now. Edith Mortensen in second place. And not far behind, Clara Guinness in third, and she's holding that third place. So that was 15 strokes there for Kayra Ravis on that 25 meters. So she's got herself a nice rhythm, nice cadence to her stroke, keeping her stroke nice and long as she's swimming. And she's coming up now to the 1,000 meter mark, so that's 2/3 of the way through. And she turns in 11:24.15, closely followed by Edith Mortensen, who's turning now in 11:30, and Clara Guinness in 11:35, so only 5 seconds behind. So Kyra Ravis, her seeded time was 17:30, and the current record for the Island Games is set as 16:47.54. That was set 4 years ago. So Kyra's coming up with 400 meters left to swim. Turning on a 2:31. So Cara, she turned there with 400 meters to go. Her first 400 meters, she was out on a 4:34. So coming back, if she was to come back on the same time, she'd be in the region of about 17:05 seconds. I don't think she'll come back quite as strongly as she went out, but we're probably looking at a time of around about 17 minutes and 15 seconds for the overall event. So Cara Ravis holding that lead, coming up to the turn with 300 meters to go. So on the 1500 meters, swimmers usually go out the first 100 meters pretty quick, then try to find a pace that they can hold, and then try to reduce their times over the last 3, 2 or 100 meters, depending on how much energy they've got left and how the race is unfolding. So we'd expect to see Cara's 100 meter, her final 100 meter, to be faster than the pace she's travelling at the moment. So we may well see Cara's leg kick come into play on the last 100 meters, or she might just be comfortable to keep this lead, knowing that she's in the front, and she's got a comfortable lead on Edith Mortensen there that we've just seen go past the shot with the blue hat in second place from the Faroe Islands. So Cara's coming up now with 200 metres left to swim, with a commanding lead of a second and third place. So she turns in a 14:47 with 200 metres left to go. So Cara's still holding her turn technique, still pushing off, taking 1 or 2 kicks underwater, and then coming up at 5 metres. But we're starting to see a little bit more splash from her legs. So rather than the nice little balanced 2-beat kick, we can see a little bit more splash. So she's trying to ramp up the pace with 125 metres left to go. There she turns on a 15:54 with 100 metres left to go. So 50 metres left to swim. We can hear the whistles from the technical officials indicating that the swimmer's got 50 metres left to swim. So we can see now that Cara's starting to engage her leg kick, a little bit more splash there. Still breathing every 2 though. Still holding her arm technique. And 1 lap remaining, 25 metres left. And here we are, 5 metres left to swim, and it's going to be around about, there we are, 17:01. So she maintained her pace very well, so a lot faster than I thought in terms of the last 200 coming back, and was able to touch there in a 17:01. And here comes second place, Edred Mortensen from the Faroe Islands coming into swimming, and finishes there in 17:18. And third place is just about to finish, and that's Clara Guinness from Jersey, 17:25. And all 3 swimmers are faster than the times from this morning. So unofficially, until the times are ratified by the officials, those 3 swimmers are our winners of the women's 1500 metres freestyle. The other swimmers are still left to finish. So first of all, we have Alana Woodhull from Jersey finishing, then Ailish Raby from Guernsey on a 17:57, and then the final swimmer, Alina Sinclair, is just coming up, and she's got 25 left to swim. And there we are, and that's the first event of this evening session, the women's 1500 metre freestyle, with the winner Kyra Rabis from the Cayman Islands.
Thank you so much. Take the floor, please.
So the next event that'll be up shortly will be the men's 400 metres individual medley, and this is going to be a battle because we've got 2 top seeds from Jersey, Thomas Defanes and Isaac Dodds, being first and second heated from this morning's heats, and that's followed by Will Sellers from the Cayman Islands, and then we have 2 Faroe Island swimmers, Liglas Johansson and Henny Moore Askham. And finally making up number 6 is Leith Eilis from Gotland. And the men's 400 individual medley current record is held by the Faroe Isles swimmer from 2015 at a time of 4 minutes and 19 seconds, .82. So this morning, the top seed, Thomas Defanes, in his heat time went a 4:33, and in second place was a 4:34. So if those two swimmers from Jersey swim in a similar time, there's not going to be much between them. But I suspect they may well have a little bit more in the tank and will likely go quicker than they did first of all this morning.
Lane 3 for Jersey, Thomas Defanes. Lane 4 for Jersey, Isaac Dodds. Lane 5 for the Faroe Islands, Lukas Johansson. And in lane number 6 for the Isle of Wight, George Haywood.
So that's a slight correction from the list I read out earlier. Actually, Eilis Leith from Gotland has pulled out, and the first reserve, George Haywood, is swimming in the final in lane 6. So this is the final of the men's 400 individual medley. So all swimmers off the block nice and cleanly into a good streamlined shape and up at around about 10 metres. And we can see the two Jersey swimmers with the red caps in the middle of the pool taking it out. And swimmers swim on a 400 medley, 4 laps butterfly, 4 laps backstroke, 4 laps breaststroke and 4 laps front crawl. So currently in lane 4 we have Isaac Dodds leading out, and Isaac has already won an event this week. So he won the 200 meters butterfly yesterday evening, so obviously he's got a specialty in the butterfly stroke, and he's using that to advantage there to take out the rest of the swimmers. In second place is Thomas Defanes in lane 3, and then the other swimmers are in a line for third place. So both Jersey swimmers there breathing every stroke, coming up to the 100 meter turn where they'll turn from butterfly onto backstroke. And first over is Isaac Dodds in a 58.68, followed closely 2 seconds behind by Thomas Defanes. So there we can see the two Jersey swimmers on the backstroke leg. Using the underwater work to about 7 meters, both of them. And Isaac Dodds is just holding that lead that he built on the butterfly into the backstroke. And in third place now, the swimmer in lane 2, Will Sellers from the Cayman Islands, is moving up into third place. Isaac Dodds there maintaining his underwater work to 7 meters on each one of his backstroke turns. And we can see a nice still head position, and then he'll count his strokes to make sure he finishes on the touch, and then turns from back to breast. So halfway through the vase. Followed by the other swimmer from Jersey, and then Will Sellers from the Cayman Islands. And then we have Faroe Islands following closely behind, Lukas Johansson in 4th place. So Isaac Dodds is maintaining his lead on the breaststroke leg. A strong breaststroke stroke, finishing on a full stroke there. And advances on the turn, taking his underwater pull and underwater kick before he starts swimming as he goes down the length. So the way typically swimming works is the front crawl is typically the fastest of the 4 strokes, then butterfly, then backstroke, although there's not too much difference between them, and then breaststroke is probably arguably one of the more technical, of the 4 strokes, and it's also one of the slowest, and that's one of the reasons. The reason why is it's one of the strokes that generates the most resistance in comparison to the other 3. That's why it's a little bit slower. And there we have Isaac Dodds moving from breaststroke into front crawl with a healthy lead. And he's still maintaining that lead that he built originally on the fly leg. So the current record is held at 4:19 from 2019. And if Isaac Dodds can come back in a 28 last 50, he may well be looking to threaten that. His seeded time was actually faster than the Ireland Games record this morning, and we can see he's putting in the effort there in the last length. We can see the extended leg kick, really trying to drive through and finishing on a full touch, and it's a 4:20.07, so he's just outside the Ireland Games record. The Ireland Games record was a 4:19.82. He's just 0.2 of a second outside that. So that's a good swim from Isaac Dodds. Second place from Jersey, Thomas Defanes, so that's a 1-2. And then we have the other swimmers coming in with the final results just to be confirmed. So in third place was Will Sellers, Iglas Johansson in fourth, Henny Moore Ashcombe in fifth, and George Hayward in sixth. So it's a good swim from Isaac Dodds. To claim the men's title in the 400 meters individual medley. So in a moment we're just going to move on to a medal ceremony, and that medal ceremony will be the women's 1500 meters freestyle from earlier on this evening.
Right, thank you, gentlemen. So now we've had 2 swims. We must be ready for a presentation. Presentation is for event number 12, the first one this evening. It was event 12, the women's 1500 meters freestyle. And I'll give you the times at the presentation, but it is an all-comers full record time. And I think it is the first medal, gold medal of our games for this particular island. So stay tuned. So that is cleared. How are we doing at the top there? We're just waiting for a flurry of flags. And then we can get underway. Once again, our thanks go to Chris Butt, President of the Guernsey Amateur Swimming Association and Chairman of the Island Games Swimming Technical Committee, for making this presentation.
So in a moment we'll just have the medal ceremony for the women's 1500 freestyle, and the winner was Cryer Rabies from the Cayman Islands, and that's the Cayman Islands' first gold medal in the swimming program at this year's Island Games. We've also got a silver medal, which they got in the women's 4x50 freestyle team relay, and 2 bronzes, one in the men's 1500 freestyle, that was Will Sellers, and one in the women's 200 freestyle, with Alison Jackson getting a bronze medal there.
They're coming. They have to be spotted on the horizon.
So just while we're waiting for the medal ceremony to commence, for the swimmers to be ready, we have a number of other events this evening. So in a moment we'll drop into the women's 200 meter breaststroke final. That's followed by the men's 100 meter butterfly, the women's 100 meter backstroke, the men's 50 breaststroke, the women's 50 butterfly, the men's 200 freestyle, the women's 200 individual medley, And then we'll have a short interlude before we have the 2 relays that take place this evening. And the first of those is the men's 4x50 freestyle team relay, followed afterwards by the women's 4x50 medley team relay.
Right, they are ready. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on the presentation party for the women's 1500 meter freestyle. So the medals in bronze medal place with a time of 17 minutes 25.31 goes to Jersey's Clara Ginnis. The silver medal in a time of 17 minutes 18.94 seconds goes to the Faroe Islands' Ingrid Mortensen. And with an all-comers record time and a national record time for the Cayman Islands, the gold medal in a time of 17 minutes 01.45 seconds goes to Cayman Islands' Kira Rames. So once again we have bronze to Jersey's Clara Ginnis. We have the silver to Faroe Islands' Ingrid Mortensen. And the gold medal in a national record time for the Cayman Islands and an all-comers record time to the Cayman Islands' Kira Rames. So ladies and gentlemen, please be outstanding for the flag and anthem for the Cayman Islands. Yes, Kira Rames there for a national record for the Cayman Islands, so well done Kira. 17 minutes, 1.45 seconds and an all-comers pool record time as well, so congratulations on that.
So next up, in just a moment, will be the women's 200 meters breaststroke. And we have 6 swimmers. We have swimmers from Guernsey, the Isle of Wight, Gibraltar, Faroe Isles, and 2 swimmers from Jersey in the next final, with the fastest seed being Aisha Kent from Gibraltar. The time she went this morning was a 2:34.89, and her seeded time, so that's the time she entered the event on, before the Island Games here, was a 2:33.00.
So we're all back in place now, so we can crack on with another swim.
And the current record is held by Cara Howleon from the Western Isles, set in 2019, at a time of 2:25.45.
We are ready to bring the swimmers on, so let's welcome on the swimmers for event number 14, the women's 200 meter breaststroke. In lane number 1, swimming for Guernsey, we have Oriana Wheeler. In lane number 2 for the Isle of Wight, Grace Pointer. In lane number 3 for Gibraltar, Asia Kent. And in lane 4 for the Faroe Islands, Lee Osberg Hoisted. Lane 5 for Jersey, Erin Goodbody. And in lane number 6 for Jersey, Hannah Sterry. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please your silence around the pool, or even if the referees.
This is the women's 200 metres breaststroke. That's 8 lengths breaststroke. And the swimmers will be under the command of the referee in just a moment. So all the swimmers are off cleanly into their underwater work, and first to rise is lane 3. So that's Asia Kent, who's the fastest seed. So this morning she was out on a 33.6 in the heats for the first 50 metres, and she's leading the other swimmers out currently, closely followed by the Faroe Isles swimmers. And the swimmers from Jersey and the Isle of Wight. So she touches there first in a 33.87. So that's a little bit slower, 0.2 slower than she went out this morning, but still has a commanding lead over the rest of the swimmers. All the other swimmers are much in a line, with Asia Kent turning at the 75. So in second place we have Leah Osberg Holstead from the Faroe Islands and Grace Pointer close behind. So we're turning here at the 100 metre split, and that 100 metre split is a 1:12 going out on, and she's looking comfortable in that lead. So it looks like Asia Kent, if she carries on this pace, will look to win Gibraltar's first gold medal in the pool. Second is the Faroe Isles swimmer currently, Leah Osberg Holstead, and in third the Isle of Wight swimmer Grace Pointer. Asia Kent still maintaining her lead at the 150 mark, turning at a 153.29. And second and third are neck and neck, close together. Only half a body length between them. Asia Kent is holding that lead that she built on the first 75 and is maintaining that with 25 metres left to go. Turns, takes her underwater stroke. At this point her lungs will be bursting, but she pops up and carries on, and there she goes. She's maintaining that swim, so it looks like Asia Kent will be looking to take Gibraltar's first gold medal in the pool with 2 metres left to go, and finishes on a strong 2:34.03. And second place, Leah Osberg Holstead and Grace Pointer in third from the Isle of Wight. So that looks to be a very similar paced swim from Asia Kent this morning as she did from this morning. So this morning she went a 2:34.89, and she's gone half a second quicker this evening with a 2:34.30. So we're just waiting for the results to be confirmed. So it looks like Leah Osberg Holstead and Grace Pointer make up the silver and the bronze places. The other swimmers there, Erin Goodbody and Hannah Sterry from Jersey, 4th and 5th, and Oriana Wheeler in 6th from Guernsey. So that was the final of the women's 200 meters breaststroke. What we're going to do now is just move on to a medal ceremony, and that medal ceremony will be for the men's 400 meters individual medley. So that will be Isaac Dodd, Thomas Defanes and Will Sellers, and Isaac Dodd swim, which just narrowly missed the current Island Games record of 4:19.82, won the gold medal.
We've got a presentation. I was just checking that you got it right. So we've got a presentation again, and this is the men's 400 meters individual medley. How are we doing up there? Yes, they are ready. So ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome on the presentation party. Once again, we welcome Mr. Chris Butts to make the presentation. So the bronze medal with a time of 4 minutes 33.4 goes to Cayman Islands, Will Sellers. The silver medal in a time of 4 minutes 28.04 seconds going to Jersey's Thomas Defanes. And the gold medal in an all-comers pool record time of 4 minutes 20.07 seconds goes to Jersey's Isaac Dodds. So once again, that's the bronze medal going to Cayman Islands, Will Sellers. The silver medal to Jersey's Thomas Defanes, and the gold medal in an all-comers pool record time to Jersey's Isaac Dodds. So ladies and gentlemen, please can I ask you to be upstanding for the flag and anthem for Jersey. Will Sellers, Thomas Defanes and Isaac Dodds. And once again, thanks to Chris.
And up next, we're going to have the men's 100 meters butterfly final. The current record stands at 51.06 from 2013, set by Sean Fraser from the Cayman Islands. Sean also swam for the Cayman Islands at the World Championships and Olympic Games. And his brother Brett also did as well. So the Fraser brothers are still holding the records at the Island Games. And we have 6 swimmers who are just about to be introduced to the crowd.
The men's, yes, sorry, that's right. It's the men's 100-meter butterfly. We are waiting for, yes, they are already there to come on. So, ladies and gentlemen, for event number 15, the men's 100 butterfly, please welcome all the swimmers.
So event 15 then, in lane number 1 for the Faroe Islands, Isak Dag Brissenfeld. In lane number 2 for the Cayman Islands, Jake Bailey. In lane number 3 from the Isle of Man, Pete Allen. Lane number 4 for Jersey, Rob Jones. Lane 5 for Guernsey, Thomas Hollingsworth. And in lane number 6 for Jersey, Joseph Svalbard. So as per usual, ladies and gentlemen, please join complete silence around the pool. Over to you, Madam Referee.
So this is the final of the men's 100 meters butterfly. And they're cleaning away. So all top 3 seeded swimmers this morning all went 56 seconds in the heat, and all 6 swimmers were out on 26 seconds. So all swimmers are cleanly out and away and up to 30 meters, and the 2 middle lanes they're using the 15-meter mark, so it's between the Jersey swimmer and the Isle of Man swimmer. So it's Peter Allen and Robert Jones turning, and both of them are out 1/100th of a second between each other on a 25.82 and a 25.83. But the swimmer from the Isle of Man, Peter Allen, is starting to extend that lead, and he was the swimmer that came back in the fastest time this morning in the heats. He's the only swimmer to break the 30 seconds coming back, and he's maintaining that lead, although it's going to be close and it may well be down to the touch. Hopefully both finishers will finish on a full stroke, and just, yes. So that was a very close finish. So Peter Allen from the Isle of Man takes the touch with a little bit of a glide. And Robert Jones in second. He wasn't quite able to take advantage of that. And then we had Jake Bailey in third, and closely followed by Tom Hollingsworth, who dropped nearly a second from the heat's time this morning, going a 56.6. Isak Dag Brissenfeld also 56.7, and then Joseph Stewart from Jersey on a 58.64 in 6th place. So that was the final of the men's 100 meters butterfly. And we're going to move on now to a medal ceremony, and that medal ceremony is for the women's 200 meters breaststroke. And in gold medal position was Asia Kent from Gibraltar, again looking to win Gibraltar's first gold medal of the swimming program at this Island Games.
Right, so we go on to another presentation, and we welcome here this evening Mr. Andrew Chantrell, the General Manager of the Old Government House Hotel. Thank you for your attendance here this evening, Andrew. The presentation will be made for event number 14, that's the women's 200 meter breaststroke. The 3 ladies, and we have another couple of record times for the gold medalists. So they are ready. There we are, the fanfare is made. Please welcome on the presentation party. So the medals in order. The bronze medal with a time of 2 minutes 37.72 goes to the Isle of Wight's Grace Potter. Mr. Andrew Chantrell, General Manager so it's silver. Silver goes to the Faroe Islands with a time of 2 minutes 37.24. Leah Osberg Hosted. Top of the list with an all-timers record time and a Gibraltar Island record time of 2 minutes 34.3 seconds, going to Gibraltar's Asia Kent. So once again, that's the bronze to the Isle of Wight's Grace Punta. The silver to the Faroe Islands Osberg Hosted. And the gold medal in an all-timers record time and in Gibraltar Island record time to Gibraltar's Asia Kent. So ladies and gentlemen, we now ask you to be upstanding for the flag and anthem for Gibraltar. Congratulations there to Gibraltar's Asia Kent. 2 records there, all-timers pool time. And once again, our thanks go to Andrew Chantrell. Now, Andrew's staying with us. He doesn't know it yet, but he's staying with us for another couple of presentations. Did he tell you, sir? He have told you. That's all right.
And in just a moment, we're going to have the women's 100 meters backstroke final. And what we have here is we have the current record at 61.58 from 2019 held by the Faroe Isles swimmers. And this morning the top 3 seeds were all within a second of each other. So that was Tatiana Tosteven, Gemma Atherley and Elizabeth Errolsdottir, all swimming a 62. And if we have a look at their seeded times, Tatiana Tosteven has a seeded time of 61.6, so only 2/100ths of a second outside the current Island Games record. So it looks like this final will be close. Those of you who haven't seen backstroke before, what we're just seeing here is the technical officials putting in the backstroke starting wedge. So the starting wedge allows the swimmers to gain a little bit of purchase on the vertical wall where the pressure pads are. So those are the timing pads that start and stop. And they're just making sure and taking extra care to make sure that those are locked in place, such the wedge is just on the water surface before the swimmers come out and to be announced to the crowd.
And so, for event 16 in lane number 1 for the Shetland Islands, we have Rona Anderson. Birthday girl there again, Rona. In lane number 2 for the Faroe Islands, Elizabeth Erlendsdottir.
Lane 3 for Guernsey, Tatiana Tosteven. Lane 4 for Jersey, Gemma Atherley. Lane 5 for Jersey, Megan Hansford. And in lane number 6 for Guernsey, Hannah Kennedy. So as per usual, ladies and gentlemen, please just silence around the pool till we get the event underway. Over to you, Mr. Referee, sir.
And this is the final for the women's 100 metres backstroke. We have one swimmer from the Shetland Islands, one swimmer from the Faroe Islands, and two swimmers from Guernsey and Jersey. And all swimmers getting away cleanly over the water into their underwater backstroke. And lane 3, using all 14 metres, Tatiana Tosteven from Guernsey. Turning first, and then closely followed on either side by the Faroe Isles swimmer and also the Jersey swimmer. And you can see there that Tatiana Tosteven has a small lead and looks to turn first. And she does, but it's not much in it. It's only 1/10 of a second between her and second place. And that's Tatiana Tosteven in first and Gemma Atherley in third. So it's going to be a tight finish here between the top three. And that's going to be between Faroe Islands, Guernsey and Jersey. And it will come down to the final 15 metres. And it is actually the turn there that the two swimmers from the Faroe Islands and Jersey were able to take advantage. And it's going to be the Faroe Isles swimmers, Elizabeth Ironsdottir, in a 61.07. And that's a new Island Games record. So the previous record was held by a Faroe Isles swimmers, Seinheld Johansson. That's just been broken. And that's been broken by her compatriot, Elizabeth Ironsdottir, a 61.07. In second place, Gemma Atherley in a 61.65. And in third, Tatiana Tosteven in a 62.39. In fourth, Megan Hansford. Fifth, Hannah Kennedy from Guernsey. And Verona Anderson from the Shetland Islands.
Men's 100 metre butterfly. 3 swimmers there, and the gold medalist in another record time.
And in a moment, we're just going to go back to a medal ceremony, and that medal ceremony is going to be for the men's 100 metres butterfly final. And that was won by Peter Allen from the Isle of Man in a time of 55.09.
Just remind those talking about medalists, those who have already won and obviously those who are yet to win medals, if you would like one of the boxes that they came in to take a medal home with, they are available. If you go over in the corner just under where the fan
So
is.
after the medal ceremony,
There we are, the lady
we're going to move on to the next swimming event, and that swimming event is the men's 50 metre breaststroke. And in the 50 metre breaststroke are two brothers. That's Charlie Joe Hallett and Ronnie Hallett, both from Guernsey. And those two swimmers swam last night in the 100 metres breaststroke. And it was Ronnie, the younger of the two brothers, who won and came top in the 100 metre breaststroke. And today, on the 50, which is half the distance, Charlie Joe is the fastest seeded in. And it's not since Sean and Brett Fraser from the Cayman Islands in 2015, where two brothers have raced in the same Island Games event to look to go to first and second. And at that time, that was in the 100 metres front crawl and also the 100 metres butterfly. But before we get there, here's the medal ceremony for the men's 100 metre butterfly.
again we welcome Mr. Andrew Chantrell to make the presentation. Presentation medals as follows. In bronze medal place with a time of 56.49 seconds, Cayman Islands, Jake Bailey. The silver medal with a time of 55.4 seconds goes to Jersey's Rob Jones. And the gold medal in a time of all-comers pool record time of 55.09 seconds goes to the Isle of Man's Peter Allen. Once again, that's bronze medal to the Cayman Islands, Jake Bailey. The silver medal to Jersey's Robert Jones. And the gold medal in an all-comers record time to the Isle of Man's Peter Allen. So as per usual, ladies and gentlemen, can we please ask you to stand for the anthem and flag for the Isle of Man. Welcome to Jake Bailey from the Cayman Islands, Rob Jones from Jersey, and Pete Allen from the Isle of Man. Well done, guys.
Next up is the men's 50-meter breaststroke final. We have swimmers from the Isle of Man, the Faroe Islands, 2 swimmers from Guernsey,
We have event number 17, the men's 50
another swimmer from Jersey, and another one from the Isle of Man. And the top 3 swimmers, all going sub 29 seconds this morning. So the 2 brothers from Guernsey separated by 13/100ths of a second. Then the other swimmer who was able to go sub 29 seconds in the 50 was Ronald Toftrum from the Faroe Islands. And the current Island Games record is held by Ian Black from Jersey. That's in a time of 27.80.
So swimmers are ready, the back of the pool is ready, so ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome on some swimmers. Event number 17, the men's 50-meter breaststroke. Swimmers are on for event number 17. We have in lane number 1 for the Isle of Man, Alex Turnbull. In lane number 2 for the Faroe Islands, Roland Tofton. Lane number 3 for Guernsey, Charlie Joe Hallett. Lane 4, oh there he is. Lane 4. Also for Guernsey, Ronnie Hallett. Lane 5, Jersey's George Story. And in lane number 6 for the Isle of Man, Ben Kebbell. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, please, your total silence round the pool. Over to you, Madam Referee.
So here's the final of the men's 50-meter breaststroke. And swimmers are away cleanly into the underwater work, and first to rise, it is at aim 4, so that's Ronnie Halliot, the younger of the two Halliot brothers, and he's looking to take the lead up to 25, but it's close, both brothers touching simultaneously, followed by the rest of the field, but Ronnie's up first, and it looks like he has the lead, but this is going to come down to the finish, and whether or not either swimmer can finish on a full stroke. It's Charlie Joe in the touch by 6/100ths of a second, followed by his brother Ronnie, and that obviously means a lot to Charlie Joe to win the 50-meter breaststroke. So first was Charlie Joe Halliot in a 28.11, followed by his brother Ronnie Halliot in 28.17, and third was Roland Toftrum from the Faroe Islands in a 29.05. Also in the final was George Story finishing fourth, Alex Turnbull from the Isle of Man in fifth, and Benjamin Cable also from the Isle of Man finishing at 30.29. And in a moment we're going to have the medal ceremony for the previous event, and that was the women's 100 meters backstroke final, and that was won by the Faroe Islands swimmer Elizabeth Earlsdottir in a time of 61.07, which is a new Island Games record.
So once again we go to well, it's the final presentation by Mr. Andrew Chonchret. Thank you for your attendance here this evening, sir. So get on down to the old Government House Hotel. Right, so we just wait, the flags are ready. We are well ready to welcome on the event 16 medalists. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on the medalists for event 16. So event 16 and the women's 100-meter backstroke, the presentation of medals is as follows. In bronze place, with a time of 1 minute 2.39 seconds, goes to Guernsey's Tatiana Tosteven. Now a couple of records for you in silver medal place. In a Jersey Islander record time of 1 minute 1.65, Jersey's Gemma Averley. And the gold medal with two records here in a record time, Island Games record time, and an all-comers record time of 1 minute 1.07 seconds, going to the Faroe Islands, Elizabeth Erlendsdottir. So once again, the bronze goes to Guernsey's Tatiana Tosteven. The silver medal in a Jersey Island record time goes to Jersey's Gemma Averley, sorry Gemma. And in the gold medal place in two record times, Island Games record and all-comers pool record time for the Faroe Islands, Elizabeth Erlendsdottir. So please, ladies and gentlemen, can we have you again to be upstanding for the anthem and flag for the Faroe Islands.
Well done, ladies. Thank you once again to Tatiana Kostelin, to Gemma Adelina, and Elizabeth Evans-Dovia. So, as the presentation party, yes,
the next event just come through now will be the women's 50 meters butterfly. And the current Island Games record is set by Charlotte Atkinson from the Isle of Man in a time of 27.24. And Charlotte Atkinson has also competed not just at the Island Games but also in the 2017 World Aquatics Championships for Great Britain. And in this evening's final we have 6 swimmers, and we have 1 from Orkney, 2 from Guernsey, 2 from Åland and 1 from the Shetland Isles. And the fastest seed from this morning's heat is Orla Raby from Guernsey. She'll go in lane 3, and she went a time this morning of 28.19 in the heats of the 50 meters butterfly. And last night she was also the winner of the 100 meters butterfly. Her compatriot Molly Staples is in lane 2, and on the other side of Orla in lane 4 is Ellen Wolverine from Ireland, and they were the top 3 seeds from this morning's heats.
Piece of music for their march on, but I'm very, very sorry to say I haven't got it. So it will be a piece of music of our choice. So anyway, event number 18, the women's 50 meter, they are ready, I think. They are ready, so please let's welcome on the swimmers for event number 18. I've got a feeling inside, oh yeah. Right. Not even the one that you wanted. I'm sorry, my dear. Okay, so the swimmers are in lane number 1 for Orkney, Eve Wood. In lane number 2 for Guernsey, Molly Staples. In lane number 3 for Guernsey, Orla Raby. In lane number 4 for Åland, Ellen Wolverine. Lane 5 for the Shetland Islands, Emmy Hutchison. And in lane number 6 for Åland, Jenny Eck. So please, ladies and gentlemen, your silence poolside will be underway. Over to you, Madam Referee.
So this is the final of the women's 50 meters butterfly swim. And we had 2 swimmers this morning going sub 29 seconds. And then third, 2 swimmers even splitting on a 29.12. That was Molly Staples and Emmy Hutchinson from the Shetland Islands. And the swimmers away cleanly and into their underwater work. And first to rise was Orla Raby from Guernsey in lane 3. She went underwater to about 12 metres and she touches first. Although it's pretty close, these 50s usually are. And she comes up at 10 metres with a lead by half a body length, and it looks like she will get the touch if she finishes fully. And she does indeed. 28.00 for Orla Raby. And second was Molly Staples in a 28.86. The 2 girls are delighted with that. And third is Ellen Wolverine from Ireland in a 28.91. So for Orla Raby, she was quite clear of the field. And then the other swimmers there were in a line. And actually, Emmy Hutchinson just lost out of a medal by 2/100ths of a second. So Ellen Wolverine from Ireland touched her out by 2/100ths. In fifth then was Eve Wood from Orkney in a 29.08, and sixth was Jenny Eek from Ireland in a 29.89. So that was a close finish for the silver and bronze medals. And we're going to move on now for the medal ceremony of the men's 50-meter breaststroke. And that's going to include the two Halliot brothers from Guernsey and then the swimmer from the Faroe Islands. So that's Roland Tofthrun, who came in third. And actually it's a reversal of last night's final in the men's 100 meters breaststroke, where Ronnie beat his brother Charlie. Here today on the 50 meter, it was Charlie beating Ronnie.
They are ready, I think. Are we ready, young lady? We have the thumbs up. They are ready. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on the presentation for event number 17. So we have the medal presentation, Mr. Duncan Medal, the regional manager for Santerre, to present the medals. And the medals are in bronze medal place with a time of 29.05 seconds. Faroe Islands, Roland Tofthrun. The silver medal with a time of 28.17 seconds goes to Guernsey's Ronnie Halliot. And the gold medal in an all-comers pool record time of 28.11 seconds. Once again to Guernsey's Charlie Joe Halliot. So the bronze medal to Roland Tofthrun, Faroe Islands, the silver to Guernsey's Ronnie Halliot, and the gold medal in an all-comers record time to Guernsey's Charlie Joe Halliot. So ladies and gentlemen, please, as per usual, can I ask you to be upstanding for the flag and anthem for Guernsey. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Roland Tofthrun, Ronnie Halliot, and Charlie Joe Halliot. And once again, our thanks go to Mr. Duncan Medal for his attendance this evening. Right.
Next will be the men's 200 meters freestyle final. And this is going to be a good one because the top four swimmers from this morning all went a 1:54. And we have swimmers from Guernsey, Cayman Islands, two swimmers from the Isle of Man, and two swimmers of Guernsey. And the current record is held by Alex Brazeghi, who retired last December to carry on his PhD studies at Loughborough University. And it's at a record of 1:47.66, so set 4 years ago at the Island Games in Gibraltar. And our fastest seed is the Isle of Man swimmer, Peter Allen, who this morning went a 1:54.42. And on either side of them is the swimmer from the Cayman Islands, Jake Bailey, also went a 1:54 this morning. And then the Jersey swimmer, Matthew Defanes, also a 1:54 from this morning's heats. So in just a moment they'll be paraded down and introduced to the crowd before the start of the men's 200 meter freestyle final.
Right, I think the swimmers are ready, young lady. Yes, the swimmers are ready for event number 19. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the swimmers for event 19. And so in lane number 1 then, for the Isle of Man, Magnus Kelly. In lane number 2 for Jersey, Matthew Defanes. In lane number 3 for the Faroe Islands, Bartel Erlings Edesgaard. In lane number 4 for the Isle of Man, Pete Allen. In lane 5 for the Cayman Islands, Jake Bailey. And in lane number 6 for Guernsey, Sam Lowe. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, please, until we get started, please in silence around the pool. Thank you.
So here's the men's 200 meter freestyle final.
Take your marks.
And they're off nice and cleanly into the first leg of the 200 meter freestyle. So swimmers will swim 8 lengths, 200 meters. And first up looks to be the swimmer from Jersey in lane 2, and that's Matthew Defanes. And indeed it is, he's turning first on a 26.14, followed by Peter Allen from the Isle of Man in a 26.41, and Bertil Erlings Ilsgaard from the Faroe Islands in 3rd place. It's those top 3 taking it out. And those 3 swimmers are in a line coming up to the halfway mark, which is the 100 meter mark, and indeed it's Peter Allen who's pulling ahead very slightly, although it's only 2 100s in it between the Isle of Man swimmer and the Jersey swimmer. So Peter Allen and Matthew Defanes are only separated by 2 100s there at the turn. But as we progress with 75 metres to go, it's the Isle of Man swimmer who's pulling away slightly, although the Faroe Islands swimmer in lane 3, Bertil Erlings Ilsgaard, is coming back on the Jersey swimmer, and as is the Cayman Islands swimmer in lane 5, that's Jake Bailey. But Peter Allen from the Isle of Man is holding that lead with 30 metres left to swim. And really, it looks to be that he may well take the gold medal, and it'll be between the Faroe Isles swimmer and the Jersey swimmer for 2nd and 3rd, with the Cayman Islands swimmer as well. So Peter Allen's coming down with 5 metres left to go. Head down, straight arm finish and touch, and he's there in a 1:51.89. Followed by Bertil Erlesgaard, I believe, from the Faroe Isles, and Matthew Defanes, although those results will just be confirmed in just a moment. Indeed, so Peter Allen takes the win at a 51.89. Bertil Erlesgaard in a 152.52. Matthew Defanes in a 153.32. And then we had Jake Bailey in fourth from the Cayman Islands. Magnus Kelly from the Isle of Man in a 155.34. And Samuel Lowe from Guernsey finishing on a 2 minutes, .70. And in a moment, we're going to have a medal ceremony, and that medal ceremony is going to be for the women's 50 meters butterfly, and that's going to be for the gold medal winner, Paula Raby from Guernsey. So that's her second individual gold medal. She also won a gold medal yesterday evening in the relay, and also set an Island Games record in that relay. But with her will be on the podium Molly Staples and also Ellen Mulberlin from Ireland.
So on we go to a presentation of event number 18. That's the women's 50 meter butterfly. The presentation party are ready. The thumb has been raised. Welcome on the presentation party, ladies and gentlemen. So the presentation for this event will be made by our own Evelyn Brady, representing PwC this evening, so thank you very much indeed. So, we start off with a bronze medal. Bronze medal in a time of 28.91 going to Orland's Ellen Voivalin. Silver medal with a time of 28.86 going to Guernsey's Molly Staples. And the gold medal in a Guernsey Island record time and all-comers pool record time of 28 seconds dead goes to Guernsey's Paula Raby. Once again, the bronze to Orland's Ellen Voivalin, the silver to Guernsey's Molly Staples, and the gold medal in a Guernsey Island record time and all-comers pool record time goes to Guernsey's Paula Raby. So, ladies and gentlemen, can I please ask you once again to be upstanding for the anthem and flag for Guernsey. Thank you there to Ellen Voivalin, Molly Staples, and Paula Raby. Thank you very much indeed. So, as the presentation party leads off, we thank our Evelyn and Evelyn Brady. Thank you very much indeed for that presentation.
And next up will be the women's 200 metres individual medley final. The current Island Games record is set at 2 minutes 14.22, set in 2013 by Ida Sandin from Gotland. And this evening we have 2 swimmers from Jersey in the final, 2 swimmers from Guernsey in the final, a swimmer from the Isle of Wight and a swimmer from the Faroe Islands. Fastest seed from this morning was Abigail Lacey from the Isle of Wight. She'll go in lane 3. She went a time of 2:22.38 this morning, and on either side of that will be Oriana Wheeler from Guernsey and Megan Hansford from Jersey.
They are ready, so please welcome on the swimmers for event number 20. So the swimmers we have for event 20 then, the women's 200 metres individual medley. In lane number 1 for Jersey, Clara Ginnis. In lane number 2 for Guernsey, Oriana Wheeler. Lane 3 for the Isle of Wight, Abigail Lacey. Lane 4 for Jersey, Megan Hansfield. In lane 5 for the Faroe Islands, Johanna Olafsdottir. And in lane number 6 for Guernsey, Jemima Green. So once again, please, ladies and gentlemen, your silence poolside. Over to you, Madam Referee.
This is the start of the women's 200 metres individual medley final.
Take your mark.
The swimmers are off, and in lane 3 we have Abigail Lacey in the silver hat from the Isle of Wight, and on the left of her in lane 4, as we look down the pool, is the swimmer in the red hat. So that's Megan Hansford, and then on the other side of her in lane 2 is Oriana Wheeler, and we can see that the Jersey swimmer is taking out the butterfly leg in lane 4, and that's touching on a 30.09, so that's over a second quicker than she split this morning. And then she's moving that lead ahead on the backstroke leg. She split the fastest backstroke leg of all 6 swimmers this morning. So obviously she wanted to take the race out fast and then build on that lead, I think, because Abigail Lacey has a strong backstroke leg, a strong breaststroke leg, and she's conscious that she may well pull back. But it's Megan Hansford leading at the halfway on a 64, and in second place is Oriana Wheeler from Guernsey. And the 2 swimmers in the middle of the pool who are now chasing the Guernsey swimmer, so that's Oriana Wheeler, and also Abigail Lacey has strong breaststroke legs. So they're going to pull back onto the Jersey swimmer and try to reel her in. And if they're able to do that, it may well come down to the last 50 freestyle. But also in the picture is lane 5. So it's Johanna Olafsdottir from the Faroe Islands also coming back. And as expected, Abigail Lacey and Oriana Wheeler using their strong breaststroke legs to touch. And there's not much to it. There's only 4 100ths of a second between first and second. And it's going to be between those 3 swimmers from the Isle of Man, the Isle of Wight, Jersey and Guernsey. Turning first with 1 length to go is Abigail Lacey from the Isle of Wight. But Megan Hansford's not giving up, so it's going to go down to the last 5 meters, and who wants it more and who's going to touch first? And it looks like it's going to be Megan Hansford from Jersey. It is indeed, and it's a time of 2:20.98 for the Jersey swimmer, followed by Abigail Lacey from the Isle of Wight and Oriana Wheeler in third from Guernsey. So those results are just about to be confirmed. Megan Hansen in first, Abigail Lacey, Oriana Wheeler, and then fourth, Johanna Olof's daughter from the Faroe Islands, Clara Guinness, who started this evening's session with the 1500 meters freestyle. So that's a big day for her. And then in sixth place, Jemima Green from Guernsey in a 2:28.45.
So ladies and gentlemen, we have one more presentation and then we will take a bit of a break, 15 minutes or so, before we go on to our final two relay events, event 21 and 22.
So in a moment, we're just going to go to a medal ceremony, and that medal ceremony is for the men's 200 meter freestyle. The gold medal winner there was from the Isle of Man, that was Peter Allen. And after the medal ceremony, we're going to take a short 15-minute interlude. And that 15-minute interlude is for swimmers to warm up for the relay events. So after the interlude, we're going to have 2 relay events. And those 2 relay events are the men's 4x50 meter freestyle team relay. And after that, it will be the women's 4x50 medley team relay. And we have teams from the Faroe Islands, Cayman Islands, Isle of Man, Jersey, Guernsey and the Isle of Wight going in the men's event, and in the women's event we've got teams from the Faroe Islands, the Isle of Man, Guernsey, Jersey, Isle of Wight and also the Cayman Islands. So they'll come out in 15 minutes after this next medal ceremony.
Please welcome on the presentation party for event number 19, the men's 200 meter freestyle.
Thank you very much. So the medalists are as follows, with bronze medal with a time of 1 minute 53.3 goes to Jersey's Matthew Defane. The silver medal with a time of 1 minute 52.52 seconds goes to the Faroe Islands, Bartel Erlings Adesgaard. And the gold medal with an all-comers record time of 1 minute 51.89 seconds goes to the Isle of Man's Pete Allen. So once again, the bronze medal to Jersey's Matthew Defanes. The silver medal to the Faroe Islands, Bartel Adesgaard. And the gold medal in an all-comers record time to the Isle of Man's Peter Allen. What a time for your microphone battery to go, eh? So, well done to Matthew Defanes of Jersey, to Bartel Edersgaard of Faroe Islands, and Pete Allen from the Isle of Man. So thank you very much indeed. Presentation party there. And once again,
that concludes the medal ceremony for the men's 200 metres freestyle. And what we're going to do now is just take a short interlude, 15 minutes or so, to allow swimmers to warm up for the relay events. So the relay events, as I mentioned a moment ago, are the men's 4x50 freestyle team event and the women's 4x50 medley team event. And the fastest seeds in both of these were the Isle of Man's for the men's event and the Guernsey team in the women's event. So we will come back shortly after a quick break. And welcome back for the second part of today's final session. So the second pack has the two relay events. So in a moment we're just going to kick off with the men's 4x50 metre freestyle team relay, and following that we will have the women's 4x50 medley team relay. And this morning the Isle of Man seeded fastest in the men's event, followed by Jersey, and then the Cayman Islands, followed by Guernsey, the Faroe Islands and the Isle of Wight. And what the teams can do from heats to finals is potentially change the order of the swimmers that they swim in. So we have 4 team members, each swimming 50 metres, and the teams can change the order if they wish, and also swap in some different swimmers. So looking at the start sheet for this evening, I can see that the Isle of Man have brought in Peter Allen, and Peter Allen has already swum this evening and he's already got 2 gold medals, and he will be looking for the 3rd gold medal, and this one will be on the relay team event. Also Jersey have had a change in their swimmers. They've brought in Robert Jones and George Story to replace Matthew Defanes and Thomas Defanes from this morning. And then there's also a change of team members for Guernsey. But before we get to that, we will have the medal ceremony for the women's 200 individual medley from just a moment ago.
Right, a flurry of flags have been sighted on the horizon, so we welcome down, and we are greatly honoured, sir, to welcome Deputy Peter Fairrush, Chief Minister for the State of Guernsey, to our swimming events. Thank you very much for your attendance here this evening, sir. Thank you. So, if they're ready, please bring on the presentation party.
Okay, so we go to the bronze medal in this event, the women's 200 metres individual medley. The bronze medal in a time of 2 minutes 21.97 goes to Guernsey's Oriana Wheeler. The silver medal in a time of 2 minutes 21.29 goes to the Isle of Wight's Abigail Lacey. the gold medal in a time of 2 minutes 20.98 going to Jersey's Megan Hansford. And once again, our sincerest thanks to Deputy Peter Fairbrush, the Chief Minister of the States of Guernsey, for his attendance this evening and making the presentation. So, we will ask you to please be upstanding for the flag and the anthem for Jersey. Congratulations to Guernsey's Oriana Wheeler, Isle of Wight's Abigail Lacey, and Jersey's Megan Hansford. And our thanks to Deputy Peter Fairbrush, Chief Minister, who's staying, I don't know if he knows it, but he's staying with us for another 2. Thank you, sir.
And in just a moment, we're going to have the final of the men's 4x50 metre freestyle team relay. And in that will go teams from the Faroe Islands, the Cayman Islands, Isle of Man, Jersey, Guernsey and the Isle of Wight, with the fastest seeds being the Isle of Man. All 4 swimmers this morning went 23 seconds for each one of their legs. And that was a team of Joel Waterson, Alex Turnbull, Carrick Thompson and Benjamin Cable. And this evening it's going to be a team of Peter Allen and Carrick Thompson, Benjamin Cable and Joel Waterson. So they brought in Peter Allen and changed their order. Second seed from this morning was the team of Jersey, followed by the Cayman Islands and then Guernsey. And the Cayman Islands are fielding the same team as they swam this morning in the same order, but Guernsey are bringing in the 2 Hallett brothers, Charlie Joe Hallett and Ronnie Hallett, to replace swimmers Joshua Dunning and Sam Yo for this morning. And the current record stands at 1 minute 31.54. That was set in 2013 by the Guernsey team of Jez Osborne, Ben Lowndes, Tom Hollingsworth and Miles Munro.
For the Faroe Islands, Isak Dag Brissenfeld, Heine Moore Askum, Lukas Johansson and Bartel Edersgaard. Lane number 2 for the Cayman Islands, Thomas Ferguson, Will Sellers, Aidan van der Touw and Jake Bailey. In lane 3 for the Isle of Man, Pete Allen, Carrick Thompson, Ben Keble and Joel Watterson. Lane number 4 for Jersey, Ollie Breo, Robert Jones, George Story and Isaac Dodds. Lane number 5 for Guernsey, Charlie Joe Hallett, Owen Edwards, Jonathan Beck and Ronnie Hallett.
And in lane number 6 for the Isle of Wight, Joe Carter, William Davidson, Benji van der Helsveta, and George Hayward. So ladies and gentlemen, be prepared for an amazing event. In the meantime, please, your silence around the pool. Over to you, the referee, sir.
So here's the final of the men's 4x50 freestyle team relay. First the seeds, Isle of Man, with Pete Allen, already gold medalist from this evening, going on the first leg. And they're away. So it's a quick race, this one. So using full 10 meters underwater. There's Pete Allen there from the Isle of Man. And the first 4 swimmers are all in a line as they turn at the 25 meter mark. And Pete Allen again using all 10 meters there. But it's the Jersey swimmer, I think, who's going to touch first. And that's Oliver Breu in a 23.77, followed by the Isle of Man with Pete Allen in second, but it's going to be close. So the team from Jersey is still in the lead. That's with Robert Jones taking the lead. And George Story is going to be taken over on the third leg, followed by Ben Cable for the Isle of Man. And then shortly thereafter is the Guernsey swimmer, Johnny Beck, and also Aidan van der Haar for the Cayman Islands. But it's Jersey who are leading the way, and that's George Story who's leading in, and it's going to be down to Isaac Dodds on the final leg. Already a winner on the 200 individual medley and the 200 butterfly, who will be bringing the Jersey team home. But he's being chased down by Joel Waterson from the Isle of Man. So it's going to be a tight finish. 10 meters to go, 5 meters to go, and it's going to be on the touch, and it's going to be Jersey. And indeed, Jersey there take first in a 1:32.96. Only 1.5 second off the Island Games record. Second then was the Isle of Man in only 0.13 of a second in second place. And then Guernsey in third with a 1:35.20. Fourth was the Faroe Islands. Fifth, the Cayman Islands. And then in sixth, the Isle of Wight on a 1:37.92.
So we're having another relay straight after, and then we'll have the 2 presentations at the end. So that was event 21, that was the men's, and now it's the ladies' turn. We will be welcoming now once the pool is back to normal.
So the technical officials are just getting the pool ready for the women's race, and that's going to be the 4x50 medley team relay. So they're just putting the starting wedges for the backstroke in, and the current record is held by the Isle of Man, and that's a record of 1 minute 55.51, and that's held by Emma Hodgson, Kiera Prentice, Olivia Marshall, and Laura Keenley.
22 women's 4x50 meter medley relay. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on our final event of this evening, please, the swimmers.
Homegrown alligator, see you later, but it ain't the road, but it ain't the road. Sun changing the atmosphere, architecture unfolding, I can get used to it.
So we have in lane number 1 swimming for fair. Oops, sorry. Sorry about that. We have a technical glitch. But anyway, I'll tell you what. Let's give you the names of the swimmers while they're just adjusting it. Faroe Islands in lane number 1. That is Erlings Eidesgard, Erling's daughter there. Lee Osberg Hoisted, Johanna Olofsdottir, and Elisa Vestergaard. In lane number 2 for the Isle of Man, we have Kira Prentice, Laura Kinley, Robin Douglas, and Chloe Batty. Lane 3 for Guernsey, Tatiana Tostevin, Laura Lacroix, Orla Raby, and Hannah Jones. Lane 4 for Jersey, Megan Hansford, Erin Goodbody, Sienna Stevens, and Gemma Atherley. Lane 5 for the Isle of Wight, Abigail Lacey, Mia Stillwell, Lucy Isaacson, and Nell O'Brien. And finally, lane number 6 for the Cayman Islands, Sarah Jackson, Caitlin Sullivan, Alison Belfonte, and Kyra Rabes. Sorry Kira, I got that wrong. Kyra Rabes. So please, once again, for the final time this evening, can we have your silence around the pool? No, we're just having a little sort out there. There we go. How's that for size? Silence around the pool, ladies and gentlemen, please, for the final time this evening. Over to you, Madam Referee.
So this is the final event of this evening. The women's 4x50 medley team relay. And the past the seeds this morning are the Guernsey team, with Tatiana Tostevin leading off the backstroke leg.
Take your mark.
The swimmers are cleanly away into their underwater work. And Tatiana Tostevin rakes the water in the lead at 13 metres. And she's building a lead already over the swimmer from Jersey in lane 4 with the red cap. And using a full 10 metres there underwater, although lane 1 from the Faroe Isles is in close attention. So first off is Tatiana Tostevin, which is the Guernsey team, closely followed by the Faroe Isles. So it's Laura Carr in the water for Guernsey and Leah Olsberg for Holsted for the Faroe Islands in lane 1. But it's Laura Carr starting to move away from the Faroe Islands swimmer, and she's got 10 metres left to go on her leg, and it's going to be 5 metres left, making sure she finishes on a full stroke for Orla Raby to take over. So the Guernsey team are starting to take a lead over the others, with Orla Raby in the water for the butterfly leg. So Orla Raby's already won the 50 butterfly this evening, and she was the winner yesterday on the 100 butterfly and also on the women's 4x50 freestyle team relay. And she's extending that lead with 5 metres left to go for her leg, with Hannah Jones going to take over on the freestyle. And she split a 127 there for 150. And we've got 50 metres left to swim for Hannah Jones from the Guernsey team, closely followed by the Faroe Isles swimmer. And it's going to be the swimmers from the Isle of Man and Jersey battling out for 3rd place. But it's Hannah Jones with 10 metres left to swim. And if we watch the clock, we're going to see whether or not she can get under the current Island Games record. And indeed she can. The current Island Games record set by the Isle of Man has been broken by the Guernsey team in a 1:54. And we're just going to have a look to see what the rest of the results are once they've been confirmed and are shown on the scoreboard. That was the Guernsey team there, just chanting out for the 4 women there on the relay.
And once again, they never let me down.
So well done, both. So we will have a just wait for the teams to gather.
And the results are confirmed. Guernsey with a 154.11 in first place with the new Island Games record, followed by the Faroe Islands. They were swimming in lane 1 with a 158.34, and Jersey third with a 159.16. The Isle of Man, the Isle of Wight and the Cayman Isles taking the remaining places in 4th, 5th and 6th.
Right, while we're waiting just for the teams to gather, a reminder that warm-up starts at 8:20 tomorrow morning. I think the ladies were first this morning, darling. I think I'll need to check with the guys tomorrow. So anyway, we'll just wait for the flags in the distance.
And the guys' relay presentations. Remind you once again that we are greatly honoured to have the presence of Deputy Peter Fairbash, Chief Minister for the face of Guernsey, making that presentation. Oh, Cinderella shall do the ball tonight.
So in a moment we're going to have 2 medal ceremonies, the first of which will be for the men on the relay, and that was the 4x50 freestyle team relay, so they'll be up first. And after that it will be the women's 4x medley team relay that we've just seen. That will be their medal ceremony afterwards.
So how are we doing up there? Yes, I've given you a start, and then we're into, good heavens already, we'll be into day 3, session 7, 6. Oh, great, yes indeed. So yes,
So because we've just seen the two medley relays, the men's 4x50 freestyle team relay and the women's 4x50 medley team relay, they just wanted to get the swimmers out and changed into their respective team kit, ready for the medal ceremony. And now we're ready for the first of these. So that's going to be for the men's 4x50 freestyle team relay.
Apparently their delay was down to hair and makeup, so I mean, we can blame them. So, ladies and gentlemen, the presentation of medals for event 21, the men's 4x50 freestyle relay. In bronze medal place, with a time of 1 minute 35.2 seconds, goes to Guernsey's Charlie Joe Hallett, Owen Edwards, Jonathan Beck, and Ronnie Hallett. And once again, our great thanks to Deputy Peter Fairash for making the presentation of this event. Have a word with him, sir. Thank you kindly. The bronze medal with a time of 1 minute 33.09 seconds going to the team of the Isle of Man, that is Peter Allen, Carrick Thompson. Yes, I was just testing Sue. Sorry, Benjamin Devon and Joel Robertson. Silver indeed. I'll repeat myself there. And finally, the gold medal in an all-comers pool record time of 1 minute 32.96, going to the team of Jersey. That's Ollie Breo, Robert Jones, George Story, and Isaac Dodds. And just correct my mistake there, the bronze medal to Guernsey team, the silver medal to the Isle of Man team, and the gold medal in that record-breaking time of 1 minute 32.96 goes to the team from Jersey. And once again, our sincere thanks to Deputy Peter Fairbrush. Right, so if we can have silence, and we ask you to stand for the flag. Sorry. Fiddly toy. For the flag and anthem for Jersey. Congratulations to Guernsey, Isle of Man and Jersey and their relay boys. Thank you very much for the photograph. Thank you. Thank you everyone, thank you presentation party. So hopefully the girls will be here on time.
And that was the medal ceremony for the men's 4x50 freestyle team relay, and shortly we'll just have the medal ceremony for the women's 4x50 medley team relay, which was won by Guernsey in a new Islands Games record, and that was a team of Tatiana Tostovan, Laura Lacroix, Paula Raby and Hannah Jones swimming the last leg on the front crawl.
To attend. Event number 22 was the women's 4x50 medley relay. They're on the balcony already, I can you see? See, gentlemen? That's the way to do it. Which reminds me of another joke, but never mind. Yes, flag ceremony. Is warm-up tomorrow, giving you the addresses for any results and thing online, on birthdays. So far, I haven't been notified of a birthday or anything worth celebrating tomorrow, so if anyone has got anything to be mentioned, a birthday or anything for tomorrow, Wednesday.
So what we're doing just at the moment is just waiting for the women to be ready for their medal ceremony, which will commence in just a moment. They are being lined up, ready to be paraded down onto poolside and onto the podium to receive their medals, and for us to listen to the respective anthem of Guernsey.
Right, so the ladies are 8:15. 15 more tomorrow morning. Right, the ladies are ready, ladies and gentlemen. Event 22, the ladies are there, so please welcome on the presentation party for Event 22, our final presentation for this evening. So here we go for the final time this evening, the bronze medal with a time of 1 minute 59.16 seconds, which is a Jersey Island record time, going to Jersey's Megan Hansford, Erin Goodbody, Sierra Stevens and Gemma Atherley. Well done there for Jersey. That is a record time for them. In silver medal place, apologies. Getting ahead of myself there. So silver medals with a time of 1 minute 58.34 goes to the team of the Faroe Islands. Elizabeth Erlensdottir, Lee Osberg Hosted, Johanna Olafsdottir and Elisa Vestergaard. Thank you very much, sir. And the gold medal, here we are, 3 record times here. We've got a pool record time, a Guernsey Island record time, and an Island Games record time of 1 minute 54.11 seconds to Guernsey's ladies in there. That's Tatiana Kostadin, Laura McGrath, Orla Raby, and Hannah Jones. So once again we have the bronze medal to Jersey's ladies team, the silver medal to the Faroe Islands ladies team, and in top place with their 3 record times as well, the relay team of Guernsey. And our sincere thanks once again to Deputy Peter Fairrush, Chief Minister of the States of Guernsey, for his attendance this evening. So ladies and gentlemen, very aptly, can I ask you to be upstanding for the flag and anthem for Guernsey. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, our thanks, Thank you to Deputy Peter Fairrush for his attendance this evening.
and all the other presenters.
And that concludes this evening's session. So we had 11 events there from the swimming program. And if we take a look at the swimming medal table after day 2, we have Jersey at the top. They have 7 gold medals, 7 silver medals and 5 bronze medals with a total of 19. Followed by Guernsey with 7 gold medals, 5 silver medals and 5 bronze. And in third place are the Isle of Man with 4 gold, 2 silver and 1 bronze. And if we look back at some of the highlights from this session, if we start off with the women's 1500 meter front crawl with Kyra Rabis from Cayman Islands winning their first gold medal in the swimming program. Moving on then, we had Isaac Dodds, who was just shy of the Island Games record in the 400 meters individual medley. So he went to 4:20.07 and the current Island Games record is a 4:19.82. After that, we had Asia Kent in the women's 200 meter breaststroke, winning Gibraltar's first gold medal in the swimming program. And after that, we had Peter Allen, who was able to hold off a late run by Robert Jones in the 100 meter butterfly to win it in a time of 55.09. After that, we had a close race on the women's 100 meter backstroke with the Faroe Islands swimmer Elizabeth Ethan's daughter winning in a new Island Games record of 61.07. After that, we had the 2 brothers, Ronnie Holliott and Charlie Joe Holliott, both from Guernsey. And it was a reversal of their 100 meter swim from yesterday, with Charlie Joe winning the 50 meter breaststroke over his brother Ronnie, but only a few 100ths of a second. After that, we had the women's 50 meter butterfly final with Orla Raby getting her second individual gold medal on the 50 butterfly after adding to the 100 meter win from last night. And then moving forward into the 200 meter freestyle for men, with Pete Allen winning his second individual gold medal from tonight to add to his 100 meter butterfly. And the final individual race from today was the women's 200 individual medley, with Megan Hansford holding off the charge from Abigail Lacey from the Isle of Wight to hold on for the win in the 200 meters individual medley. After that, we had the 2 relay events with the men's 4x50 freestyle team relay, which Jersey won. And then finally, closing out the night, was the women's 4x50 medley team relay, with Guernsey winning in a new Island Games record of 1:54.11. And that was a team of Tatiana Tostovan, Laura Lacroix, Orla Raby and Hannah Jones. We'll be back tomorrow for the 3rd day of swimming at 10 a.m, which will be live stream, and today's sessions will be available shortly to view again on the NatWest International Island Games 2023 website. And this evening, for those people who are interested, we had over 500 unique hits on the live streaming service with over 37 different jurisdictions, and those being the top 7: the UK, Guernsey, the Faroe Islands, Jersey, Isle of Man, Gibraltar and Ireland. So welcome to our friends across the different nations that make up the Island Games family. Thanks for viewing, and as we close, enjoy some of the highlights from this evening's final session.